Today, we're going to take a look at a headset report, diving into everything that is cannabis in Maryland. They had over 105% growth rate in the first month of adult sales, off to an impressive start, but they face a lot of challenges that are seen in the new adult market all around the country. So, we're going to take a look at sales growth and vertical integration, as well as some brands, pricing, and top products. All of that coming up.
It's only entertainment.
Welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, capital markets analyst and host of your Cannabis Business Podcast. Well, since transitioning from a medical-only market, sales more than doubled from 42 million in June to 87 million in July. In August, they had a more modest 4.3% month-over-month growth. Although it doesn't sound like much, it's the highest one out of the 11 that Headset tracks, and 6 of those were negative. There's also a massive increase in the number of pre-rolls that were purchased, 160% increase once the transition happened over the summer from medical to rec. Flower also went up 121%, vape pens doubling. The wellness products decreased. There was a decrease in sublinguals and concentrates, capsules, all saw sales shrink. And pretty much like every other rollout, flowers gaining about 50%, but that will drop. You'll see pre-rolls and vape pens taking over. Concentrates won't do as well as people think. And beverages have been incredibly disappointing, although popular for the edibles market, not nearly what people were anticipating. So vertical integration is when companies that grow, manufacture products, and sell it. So you're a producer, you're a processor, and you're a retailer. The advantage to that is you obviously have in-house brands. You can control all the cost all the way down. And so a lot of these in-house brands, what we saw in Colorado was in-house, and that was a successful model. And it looks like in Maryland, about the same success rate, around 27, almost 28% of total sales going towards these in-house brands. They're one of the highest vertically integrated, and behind that is Massachusetts at 30 and Illinois at 31. Being in Washington, we have around 1,800 SKUs where I'm at. Apparently, there's only 1,100 on average, which is pretty crazy. I didn't realize California just got a lot more. But it's a little overwhelming, and at the same time, it's underwhelming when you go into a place like Illinois or somewhere even worse like Maryland that only has 98 things to choose from, and that's all products. So we have more than 98 brands of pre-rolls in Washington, and that's all the brands and products you have available in Maryland to choose from. So not a whole lot, and it's probably all on an iPad. There's no products visible, so it's not a very good experience, but that's what they have to offer. Pricing is high, shouldn't be a surprise. Every new rollout has a high price, and then you'll see those coming way down to some of the older markets, Washington, Oregon at the very end, Colorado. Michigan is an outlier. Maryland is one of the highest prices, $33 on average, and shouldn't be too much of a surprise. It's $10 higher than Illinois, and all of those markets are going to have to come down. And the Philadelphias and the New York, everyone who's expecting $7,000 per pound forever is laughable. You'll see $30 an ounce, $500 a pound all day long, very soon, very shortly. Taking a look at some of the top products for flower, when you're talking about 27 per gram, that's way too high. That'll come down to around $30 an eighth. And that's assuming that it's top shelf and good, because most of it is not. A lot of these brands just kind of pretend that they're top shelf. Dixie Elixirs is running the game over there. That's interesting. I think they're based out of Colorado, or at least they were. $20 is double what it should be. Vape pens I'm guessing it's half a gram. Yeah. So $40 for 1 gram. It needs to be, and that's a distillate. Okay. Well, at least it's not an isolate. Those prices have to come down. I tend to get around $25, $30 on sale. Edibles are way too expensive. $40. I think you're looking at, under 30 is going to be the going rate for a package of 10, 100 milligrams, under $30. And that's still way too high. That's going to have to come way, way down. Pre-rolls, you should expect those for under $10 all day long, regardless if they're infused or not. And then concentrates, that's a decent price for 1 gram if it's not poop soup. I would expect Maryland to evolve in a lot of the way that other states have evolved. It's tend to be kind of very, very similar. It might not repeat, but it does rhyme to a degree. So expect to see categories like pre-rolls capture a lot more market share. Flower will come down from 50%. You'll probably see other products go up, vape pens, depending on how conservative they are. But nonetheless, I think you'll see a similar rollout to everywhere else, but you have to come back to the Talking Hedge and find out. With that, we're going to roll this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is the Talking Hedge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't, and I'm out. Don't forget to smash that like button on your way out and check out these other videos that we've got.
Thanks for listening to today's show. To check out more great cannabis podcasts, go to podconnects.com. Here's a preview of one of our other shows.
Cannabis Health Radio is a podcast about stories from people around the world who have used cannabis to deal with serious ailments, many of them life-threatening. My name is Ian Jessup. My co-host Corey Yelland is no stranger to the devastating emotional impact faced by so many people receiving a death sentence diagnosis from a doctor. Told she only had months to live with anal canal cancer, Corey researched and immediately began using cannabis oil to eliminate her cancer and has been cancer-free for more than a decade. She told herself that if it worked, she would spend the rest of her life helping others, which she does tirelessly every day. When you listen to our podcast, you'll hear many stories like Corey's, along with others who have used cannabis oil for many more ailments besides cancer, such as chronic pain, PTSD, MS, and many, many more. As one of our guests said, "Your podcast gave me the confidence to save my own life." We regularly get messages from listeners who have heard our podcast and use cannabis to solve a serious health issue of their own or that of a loved one. We hope you listen to these stories and be as inspired and moved as we are with each and every episode.